put your hands together for Miss Sandy Ehlers.
Thank you, Bob. Give it up for Bob Greenberg, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I'm not Jewish. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I've been coming to Temple, though, because I wanted to get into this show. So, and I'm a member of the Friars Club. I hang out with Ruth. Where's Miss Ruth out there? Miss Ruth and I are looking for men together. And I said, Ruth, you know what? We got to find a father-son team. Father-son. She says, I'll take the son, you take the father. So you got to love it. So I'm thinking of becoming, you know, I'd like to change my religion. I didn't know if I could give up Jesus. But then Mel Gibson pissed me off. He just pissed me off. So I am Irish, German, and Italian. The Irish and German side just drinks and laughs. Italian side, therapy, 25 friggin' years. You know, the Italian crazy mother, you know, I would come in from school, and they have all these superstitions, you know. Don't put your hat on the table, your shoes on the bed. It's back and forth. You can't. I said, but Uncle Tommy's gun on the counter, Mom, that's okay with you? My mother, oh my God. You know, she passed away, and I have to tell you, you know, it's been a few years, and I miss her because, you know what? No one makes you feel like a piece of shit like your mother. No one. Right? You go to your mom's house, you're all dressed up, you wearing that? Bring you right down, right down. I moved out at 18. I only moved 5 blocks away. Didn't tell her where I was for 2 years. She passed away, and, you know, it was difficult for me because, you know, I missed my mother. I remember I'm at the funeral, my brother-in-law, and I'm crying to him. I'm like, Mickey, she didn't even live to see me get married. He put his arm around me and said, Sandra, honey, none of us are going to live to see you get married. Yeah. So I have a problem meeting men. I do. You know what? The criteria changed a little bit. It went from tall, dark, and handsome to now breathing with teeth and hair. And my sister said that's too picky. Now limbs are optional. Certain limbs, certain limbs. I'll take a guy with restless leg syndrome. I don't care. Anything that vibrates, I'm there. Can't keep sitting on the washing machine. It's horrible. It's horrible. I had a dream about my ex-boyfriend the other night. I just can't get him out of my mind. And we broke up many years ago, and I dreamt that he whisked me to Italy, and we were making love on the veranda of this mansion in Italy. Mad, passionate love. And then I realized that the stars were out, and it was beautiful, and it was my dream, and I had control. So guess what? I made myself the owner of the mansion. I made myself 125 pounds, and I made him last more than his average 3 minutes. So yeah, my friends got married late in life. Anybody here get married like later on? Like, 'cause I'm 50, so no. My friend got married at 50. She did second marriage, and I remember her sitting down with me saying, Sandra, are you upset you're not in my wedding? I was like, no. I took her to my house. I said, come here, look what I have. 25 gowns I wore, 25 bouquets I caught, all telling me I'm going to get married next. No, I don't need to be in your wedding. She says to me, I want my father to walk me down the aisle, dance with me, daddy's little girl. No, he's on a gurney and you're 50. She's like, I want something old. How about yourself? She says, I want something new. Didn't we just join AARP? We got in at the junior rate. I want something borrowed. What about time, Rosemary? She says, I want something blue. I'm going with the veins in your legs now. You're pissing me off. You know, the wedding was good. She still has the walker I gave her with all the balloons on it and stuff. She's real happy. Says she wants a baby. I says, no. You're in a walker. He's in a walker. You both have no teeth. You're shitting in your pants. You're too old to have a baby. Too old. But then I have friends that have kids. They had kids later in life. I can't say F in front of the kid. You know, you can't say the F word. I grabbed the kid behind the door. I'm like, I'm going to say F in front of you. Mother's a tramp. I got the pictures from Cancun, 1989. I just outed her. I outed her. I'll go to my friend's house, and my godchild, Joey's so cute, you know. He meets me at the door, Aunt Sandra, you feel bad you never had a baby? Not when I see you, you little shit. When I see you, it all comes together for Aunt Sandra. And then my other friend's kid, you know, he's every time I walk in the door, he's gay. You know, he's just out in the closet. He's like, I love the bag, I love the shoes. I says, Karen, I know where this is going. Oh no, we have him in T-ball. No, he's going to Les Miserables in about 10 years. He's going to be a dancer. So it's difficult for me. You know what? I'm getting angry as I get older. You know, they're asking me my opinions on stuff. The prince is getting married. What do you think, Sandy? You know what? First place, the kid's getting ugly. Is anybody noticing this? Looks like a cab with the doors open, ears, teeth. I know it's sad. But I've been through this shit with his mother. I don't want to do it again. I'm 50. When you're 50, you know what? Life sucks when you're 50. You know what? I'm irritable, I'm in menopause, and I find when I cough and laugh now, pee my pants just a little. Men come up to me, they say, what are you wearing? I go, it's urine by Ralph Lauren. Take me out to the ball game. My sister calls, she says, did the hair ever grow back on your legs yet? I go, no, I just have it on my chin and my chest now. It's horrible. It's really horrible. And you know what? To make matters worse, I decide to do this comedy, you know, and it's hard for me. I have to work full time, and then I'm trying to do the comedy at night. And I took a job on McDougal Street because I'm a financial accountant, and I take this job, and I don't realize it's a little Italian gun club on McDougal Street. I walk in the door. I'm interviewing with Nicky Nuts, Nick the Refrigerator, and Nick the Pigeon, and I'm going to be the CFO. And I've been there for 6 years. And I remember, like, you know, Nicky Nuts said he had a good sense of humor, so when I'm talking to him, I told him a joke, smacked him on the back, his friggin' eye fell out and started rolling down the corridor. I was appalled. I'm like, I work for Donald Trump. I don't need this shit, you know? Mr. Tang hair, I didn't need this. And I was aggravated, you know? And I was like, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to take this. So I'm washing out the eye in the bathroom. Like I do 3 times a week. Goes right in the socket. He's obsessed with Viagra. He comes up to me. He's like, I only take a half a pill. He's like 80 years old. His wife is 40. So that's because you're half the size, Nikki. It's because you're half the size. He's horrible. He's horrible. He said, I wish we had this when I was younger. He says, I wish they had this Viagra. I said, you'd be dead. Right now, we just give it to you to keep you from falling out of bed at night. It's like a kickstand. A kickstand. Yeah, the Italians. You can't stand them. I just can't stand them, you know. I go away on vacation. They're outside saying, you better change your attitude before you leave this place. And when you come back, you better have a better way of thinking, or there's the door. You hear me? There's the door. I'm like, oh, yeah? I'm not going to take your shit. I think you're racist. I think you're sexist. You don't like anybody if they're not Italian. You made me fat. I'm eating like a pig. I gained 50 pounds in 5 years. I hate you, too. He's like, now give me a hug and have a good trip. That's the Italians, you know? And I gained weight. I'm all pissed off about that. You know, I'm aggravated. And I'm on the subway all the time now, and I'm noticing people are giving me seats. And I'm like, I don't feel that old, and I'm not disabled. And I'm like, oh, they think this is the baby. So now, you know what? I have to tell you, from 4th Street to 72nd, I'm rubbing the stomach. I'm rubbing the stomach. The only thing on the 6th train now, it's been like 13 months, and I haven't delivered the child. So there's a big problem there with the baby. I try to go on a diet. I put the homeless guy that I feed, this guy Nathan on Bleecker Street. Nice guy. Heads up for you, Nathan. When I'm on a diet, I give him things, you know, like I buy, you know, sometimes the kids are selling the peanuts, you know, the basketball team, they're selling the peanuts and the Snickers bar, you know, the 30-year-old boys with the vodka breath and smoking cigars. I bought M&M's peanut, and I gave it to Nathan, and he's like, well, Sandra, he goes, you shouldn't have got the peanuts. I have a peanut allergy. I'm like, Nathan, you're in a box. Pick your battles. I slept with you yesterday. Not good enough, huh? So I went back to Weight Watchers. I went back because, you know, I have to, you know, I'm trying to get a date and meet a nice guy, and, you know, I go walk in the door, and they remembered me, actually, from 20 years ago. They're like, Sandy Ehlers, welcome back. Your goal weight is 117. I'm like, no, that's my birth weight. That's my birth weight, you suckers. And they're like, well, they want to know my story. They want to know my problems. You know, I have the big thing, you know, the name tag on. I'm sitting next to a girl that looks like this, Brittany. Brittany wants to lose 10 pounds. She looks like this stand. My ass is hanging off the chair on both sides. And she's like, well, I have to lose. I said, Brittany, just get the hell away from me. I'm going to kill you, bitch. I'm going to kill you, Brittany. I suited up just to get on the scale. And she says to me, she goes, she's going on and on. I go, Brittany, I'm wearing a Spanx. Do you know what a Spanx is, honey? Well, when I spank my boyfriend, no, it's a girdle. If I just move this down halfway, you're going to go through the wall like a friggin' tsunami. Brittany, you little piece of shit. She ran. She was afraid of me. But then they wanted to know my story. What was my story? Oh, my God. What was your story? What was the breaking point? What threw you over the edge, Sandy Ehlers? I'm like, don't embarrass me. This is hard enough. I gained all this weight. I have to get up and say the breaking point. I got so angry. I got up. I go, you want to know what my breaking point was? I lifted up my left boob and I found popcorn under there. And a remote control. And Doug here, his little head was under there too. But don't feel bad for me, folks. You know what? I have it going on. It's springtime now. You know, there's a lot going on in the city. I have a really good time, you know, and I rerouted my phone now. So the outgoing message is as follows. It says, hello, you've reached Sandra. If you're a mama's boy, press 1. If you fart in bed, press 2. If weight isn't an issue for you, press the pound sign and someone will be with you momentarily. If you just want to get laid, press 6 and 9 respectively. And finally, if you suffer from ADD or OCD, please stay on the line as this message will repeat itself. I'm Sandy Ehlers. You guys have been great. Have a good evening.